Hi, this is Tim of the 1916 Company. Welcome and thanks for logging on. If you love this watch, email me, Team Mosso at the1916company.com for purchase pricing and availability questions concerning this watch. And this watch is made by one of the two Swatch Group subsidiaries we probably discuss least. I would say on this channel we probably say the least about Jacques Hedreau and Harry Winston, but today it is the Project Z10's turn to shine. So we are discussing a watch that's part of the Zalium Ocean collection. This is the Project Z10 Neon Green, launched as part of a series for 2024. This is a 50-piece limited edition with neon green accents and double retrogrades in a zirconium aluminum alloy that they call Zalium. It's more wearable than previous Project Zs at 42.2 millimeters in diameter. I measure it 10.8 millimeters thick, and from lug tip to lug tip, 50.5 millimeters across the wrist, with a spacing between the lugs that is 19 millimeters, but you can see there is nothing conventional about this strap. So the 19 millimeter spacing does not describe what an aftermarket strap should look like or how it should be measured to fit this watch. If you're going to do an aftermarket strap on this watch, yes, you want to get the lug spacing, but you also probably want to send your strap maker this factory strap or one like it as a pattern. That said, if you stick with OEM straps, you won't have that problem. A lovely combination of neon green alligator leather with lots and lots of rubber, and it is very thick. This strap gives the impression of being something that could last a decade in use. Taking a look at the buckle, you can see it features a little Harry Winston logo. We have the company's Shuriken logo on the strap proper. It's a twin trigger release system. We'll pop it open so you can see the inside of it. And it's a premium clasp design. You can see a combination of twin trigger release so it can't pop open inadvertently. And it is made, or at least the buckle portion of it, is made of Zalium. Harry Winston is all about branding, and this watch is all about a material that was actually created in-house by Harry Winston and first debuted back in, I want to say, around 2004 on the Z series. But what is Zalium? It is a zirconium aluminum alloy, and it is very hard, it is very light, it is very corrosion resistant, but I'm not going to make any statements about its resilience. I'm going to say in terms of hardness, it feels comparable to a high-grade stainless steel. In terms of weight, it does feel more comparable to titanium, so it definitely has that going. And the ability to resist oxidation is not something that is universal to all case metals. 316 steel can actually corrode after exposure to sea salt and body sweat. Aluminum and titanium can actually create a little bit of a calcareous outer oxidation layer. And so this combination of zirconium with aluminum is designed to be resolutely resistant to any kind of visible corrosion. The watch has a unique design. You can see we have lugs that are stepped out from the case band, a bit longa-esque. The profiling of the case is unconventional. So we have a little bit of a step back to the case back and a step up to a very flat conical bezel. There's a bit of a box section to the crystal, and then we have these fluted lug designs, and they're fluted on the outside and the inside. We have this design that is built into the crown structure, and this was originally created, my understanding is, by Jean-Claude Guet, the father of famed Royal Oak Offshore designer Emmanuel Guet. And this design was first coined on a watch back in the late 80s when Harry Winston built its first high horology watch. And it's designed to look like the arches in the entrance of Harry Winston's New York flagship store. And so that is the story behind this sort of arch design that's a recurring motif on all their pieces. You can see we've got a combination of polish, satin, and media blast here. And then we've got a pusher adjuster for correcting the retrograde style day indicator. We have a date under a magnifier. We have a day, so it is a day date. We also have a retrograding second display, and it is a 30-second retrograde, so you get quite a bit of dynamism on this dial. Another sort of local callback to Harry Winston's home of New York, the open girder-like system of the dial is designed to recall the skeletal expanses of the Manhattan Bridge, which is perhaps the less ballyhooed brother of the Brooklyn Bridge. And it does have a similar structural aesthetic. It also has a nice multi-planar aesthetic. We've got white, we've got green, we've got black, and then we've got the natural metal tones underneath. And without being a skeleton dial, it has a lot of the fascination of a skeleton dial without showing your wrist hair through it. You can see the retrograde really is quite amusing and entertaining to watch in action. Now, the watch doesn't have hacking because it's based on a Frédéric Piguet 1150 base, and that's not a feature of the 1150. But we do have a quick set mechanism. Actually, let me first see if we can retrograde the day there. That'll be a lot of fun if we are at the turnover. There we go. Okay. So we have no hacking function. You can see this retrograde seconds still cranking away. We do, however, have a quick set system for the date under its magnifier down at the bottom of the dial. Screw down crown here. The watch is 100 meters water resistance. You can absolutely swim with it. And as you can see, it does have a little bit of lume. It is bright green, and it includes the marquee at 12 o'clock. It's nicely decorated. It is considered to be one of the high horology brands of Swatch Group. Jacques-Dro, Blancpain, Harry Winston, and Breguet are technically the super premium brands. And if you look deep, you can even see polished elements that are functional parts of the movement that echo this girder-like design of the dial. Screw heads are polished. You can see that all the bridges feature an attractive snailing. It's well done. Turn it all over. You can see the movement. It's a twin barrel, and it is 4 hertz beat rate. It's the high beat version of the 1150. So instead of 100 hours of power reserve, it has 65. But you can see it features a combination of refinements that bring this heritage movement up to date. So twin barrels, 65-hour power reserve, 4 hertz beat rate, 35 joules, a 6-position adjustment, which is one more than a standard chronometer. It also has a free sprung balance for more precise adjustment and greater shock resistance than an anti-magnetic silicone hairspring to make the watch more resilient in day-to-day use. The decoration's unusual. You can see a combination of polish and media blast on the rotor, solarization of the center of the ball bearing, polished screw heads, a sort of off-centered ripple-like Côte de Genève waves across the bridges. You can see bevels in the jewel sinks, screw heads polished. The bridges on the edge of the movement have a snailing design, and there's satination on the wheels. The beveling is applied by a high-tech process, but you can see it is convincingly bright and mirrored, which I find highly attractive. Technically speaking, there is a lot to love here. And if you want something that's very different, but still backed by an enormous multinational group that'll always be able to provide parts and service, not a bad way to do this. Individually numbered out of 50, you're guaranteed not to see another one of these. And it's a multiple of 11, number 22, so that's my lucky number, 11 in all multiples of 11. You can see the depth of the subdial is really quite good, and the level of detail across this entire watch is exceptional. So if you want something a little bit offbeat and high horology, but from a trusted source that can take care of you down the line, reach out to Team Mosso at the 1916company.com for purchase and pricing details.